So he takes all these people on a spiritual journey, and the third act is them making their way to the Holy Mountain.
Yeah, when they get to the island.
And
I did like that where they go into the party. These people that have they're like, they think that they've found the Holy Mountain, you know, they think that they've kind of found they've
created
happiness.
A material world on the edge of the Holy Mountain,
right,
to almost like trick people into thinking that this is the real spiritual thing, but really they've just built the same systems again right in front of it.
Exactly. And I like that he's also has it's in a cemetery, so it's almost like at least that's what I thought it was. Right, they're having the party in like in a cemetery, and it almost felt like he was saying that these people, although feel alive and thriving, they're actually dead.
They're still selling spirituality.
Yeah, they're still dead inside. Yeah. They're not. They still don't have the spiritual awakening or whatever it is that the Holy Mountain would have actually given them. Because one guy's like he's just like, well, I'm just gonna pop a bunch of LSD over and over again. That'll keep me happy and keep me. The other guy's
so it's like them
obsessed with his own
coming
voice
up to obstacles on the way to the Holy Mountain, right. and one of them is that they don't know how to get there, and then when they finally do get there, it's these guys being like, oh, come on over here, this is the real Holy Mountain, and really they're just selling the same material shit they just left.
Yep. But just in a smaller community.
Yeah, yeah, and claiming that it's a spiritual version of it when it's not. But eventually they all go back onto the mountain. They're like, we're actually going to go up the mountain. We're going to go the entire way. And this finale gets like weirdly like bestial, and it's like it's just lunacy when they are walking through the grass. They start
having visions.
Visions.
Are very personable to the point where it's almost like the characters in the film would be the only ones that actually understand them.
Yeah, and it's like cutting from like cows having sex to like a girl having like
getting the ejaculation
like
over
on her
face.
face and like put on her like it's like cupcake icing of some kind.
What was weird too is certain ones seemed like fantasies, and then others seemed like nightmares. Like one guy goes up to a tree with a shit ton of chickens, gets his dick cut off, and then is just hung from the tree like the chickens. And it's just like, well, that was clearly not a fantasy. That's a nightmare.
Yeah,
so,
and one person starts like cutting the skin off of like a horse or a cow or something, and just starts like eating the raw flesh.
The raw flesh, yeah.
And you're just like, oh man.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
It's clearly like a fit of madness before you find the answer.
Sure,
it's kind of like I think
so
what he's
too.
going
it's
for.
Like the peak where your brain's
this
just
is the final test. Is like, can you surpass this like weird nightmare?
And then the
reality?
weirdest thing, I think, probably, and I don't really have a take on it, but the fucking jaguar nipples that are just shooting milk right at this dude's face. And it's like a guy who has boobs but a dick, and then has half a beard and like half of his head shaved. Like I don't know what it meant, honestly.
No.
I don't really have a take on it.
No take from me.
Yeah, it was like, you gotta read, I don't know. But once I saw the jaguar nipples, I just was like, okay. Well, I definitely don't have a take on that. I don't know where we're going. Maybe it's some type of bestiality thing. I don't know. It
seems like part of it. Because there are other themes of like animals and men. They're trying to tap into something primal, I guess.
Yeah, because I guess even it is. You're right, because there are animals, I guess, in every vision. Because even the other guy has tarantulas going over his body and like. Yeah, you're right. I even think that there's 2 dogs at one point. So yeah, it becomes this weird animalistic vision,
like reducing us to like our basest kind of person. Like it's like
the primal version.
Yeah, that's like stripping them completely of like the material society.
Yeah,
sort of in a sense before they finally get to the spiritual awakening.